Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. Saka here with another NASCAR Racing 2003 season video. We are at Kentucky Speedway in Sparta, Kentucky for 27 laps at 94% opponent strength, and I will be starting in the back as usual. I wanted to also say that I will actually be at the race in Sparta, Kentucky this Saturday, so look forward to a vlog next week about my travels and my experience at the racetrack. Without further ado, let's start from the back as per usual and get going.
Drivers, start your engines!
Now this is a modded racetrack. NASCAR Racing 2003 season did not come with Kentucky Speedway, so this is a track that has been done by the community. That's why the textures sort of look like garbage. It's not used to being scaled up as high as these textures are. This track is based on the 2013.
I'll call the green there. Tight push it, and I'll watch in front of you. Go get him.
The 2013 configuration.
Get ready.
Here we go. Second gear, and let's roll.
Crank again. Crank again.
Turn 1 on this racetrack is extremely interesting. You will find the nose bottoming out. So it pays to get slowed down before you get in because the splitter will dig into the racing surface. We'll get a good run off of this turn. Now, as opposed to other racetracks that I've done that are actually a part of NASCAR Racing 2003 season, I don't know how the AI is programmed to run. So these guys may either leave me in the dust, maybe just right, maybe go too slow. Here we go. It's about right there that the car wants to bounce and really dig into the surface. We can get a good, whoa, big wreck in front of us. We're clear. So the yellow is out, and that wasn't my fault, so we'll run with it. Those are some of the easiest spots to make when the AI goofs up like that, and we're under yellow.
Go ahead, get caught up. Stay behind. 34.
So we're behind Busher in the 34. Really no need to pit. Still the cloud, the screen is here on the backstretch. Looks like someone had a bad time here in the middle of the racetrack. And already that is more cautions than I think the actual first race in Kentucky actually had.
34.
I was at that one, the one that had the major parking debacle, if you remember. Fans were still trying to get into the racetrack hours into the actual race. Luckily, we showed up early and found a parking spot and managed to catch the race, but other fans were not so lucky. Of course, Kentucky had to remedy that situation. But I'm looking forward to the race in Kentucky this Saturday. Kentucky has been repaved, so this track is actually completely out of date. And from what I've heard, they've increased the banking in turn 1. And they're going to be running the new aero package. And if you haven't seen the new aero package, the rear spoiler there that you see on the 34 looks to be about 3 or 4 inches tall. It's practically like an inch tall. Like, there is hardly any rear spoiler on the cars that are going to Kentucky this weekend, which means faster speeds and lower grip in the turns. Not as much side force, so it should make for some exciting racing. But we have our own racing to do here. 27 laps, and we get caution on lap 2 or 3. So we'll just ride. Single file might work out well for us. We'll have plenty of room to move around. And we'll definitely check out that replay and see who goofed when it came to that start. Hopefully we'll be going green this time. Pace car is almost to the line. We're not, but that gives us time to look at those Wayland lights on the side. The old NASCAR Racing 2003 essentially had a stoplight for its yellows, and look at those. It's like the alternating yellow lights on the wheeling bars, which is really, really cool. I like that. I also like the attention to detail of the cones in the fence that indicates the turn marker. Very cool. It's just a shame that the track wasn't made for high def textures. It's really hit or miss. This being a 13, 14-year-old game, it's not made to handle 2048 textures on these cars. So it doesn't know how to, how to lay the textures on the cars properly. Same as the track. So this track looks a little bit like crumminess, but that's just the fact that it's an old game and the game doesn't know how to handle such things. You have to go into the INI file and do a bunch of editing, that sort of thing, in order to get the textures good on modern systems. But it's still a fun simulator to play. That's, no arguments there. Looks like AJ is going to hit pit road. Don't know if he got a part of that accident or not. It looks like we have a lapper. The 23 went a lap down. And this is the old days where the lap cars could catch up to the first row on a restart as long as there are more than 10 laps to go. So hopefully the 23 will go up there and stop the leaders from running away with us. We're currently in 35th, so we've already made up 5 spots, and it looks like there's 2 cars behind us. One is on, no, there's 3 cars behind us. So only 1 car is apparently out of the race. Darn. I was thinking we were gonna get away with a decent finish. With plenty of laps to go, we're gonna come to 21 laps to go when we take the green. We got good grip in second gear. That's good. Now that they're single file, though, they may pick up speed.
Man, I'll call the green there. Nice first hit, and I'll walk in front of you. Go get him.
Definitely don't want to get run over from behind.
Get ready.
I can't see the leader.
Green, green.
We're green. There's third gear. We got an awesome start. And there's the line, 4th gear, hammer down, let's go. Already Buscher's trying to make a move onto the 38. Looks like Allmendinger is behind us on new tires. We have to watch out for him. It may have been a strategy of his to take tires and make an adjustment. But Kentucky is a very fast momentum racetrack. You can see the car above us making the pass. Aside from getting into turn 1, where you have to slow down, yeah, the car bottomed out there, and I lost the nose a bit. Now we're 3 wide. Oh, hey, buddy. We're good up top. Car's a little free on entry, but if you can get the car settled down, you can point it and go. That's why I guess Kyle Busch, if this is any indication of how Kentucky actually is, it serves to reason why Kyle Busch would be so dominant, and Brad Keselowski as well, of just how free the racetrack is and how you need to hit your marks. I'm being extra conservative here until the tires warm up and gain pressure. It looks like we have a bit of a cluster in front of us. They're trying to go 3 wide. Oh, it's under that lap car. So there's the car that started on the inside line at the start. The 23. He didn't stand a chance. Here we go. Nice run on the high line. Looks like we're sort of pulling away from the cars behind us. which is a plus. I don't want to be constantly looking in my mirror.
One inside.
Use all the racetrack that we can. It looks like
Still there.
this car has been damaged. He's got his right side all scraped up.
Stay high.
Definitely free into the turn. There goes Almirola trying to look on the inside. All right, we're clear there. We got good momentum under the 38 here. Almirola is definitely pushing the issue. I haven't got the track figured out, as this is a brand new racetrack for me. I did one race where I qualified just to sort of get a feel for the racetrack to see if it's something that I could record with. There's those bumps, and it felt really good. I mean, it feels fun, it feels fast, and if you can hit your marks, you can really link together some good laps. Try to go under or above. I don't know. I don't want to give Almirola any sort of indication that he can pass me again. So a roll out of the throttle, just a touch of brake, and then power down. There's enough banking up here to support it, and we can get that highline drive. I think the highline might be the way to go, much like Kansas, the way that felt. It sort of has that same feel to it, that we can get some momentum up on this highline.
Still there.
Plus, if we have to save the race car, there won't be anyone up there to slide into. Looks like Ryan Blaney is using that highline as well. But yeah, you can just see that bite on the backstretch. With a high entry, we can really roll that center off.
Still there. Clear.
Yeah, that's like power most of the way through. It feels very, very fast. Too wide now, under this 98. We're gonna have to pick and choose our line here. Tires are starting to come in really well. The car feels more stable than it did in the opening laps.
Stay high. Clear low.
Yeah, now the car is at a point where I can just point it and shoot it. Of course, the 34 would block my momentum. But there's enough grip in the tires now, I think, that we can start making some forward progress.
Clear high.
There's a little bit of splitter drag, but not too much on the splitter. Not as much as I was experiencing in the last race that I did here. Yeah, you're not out of the gas for long here. It's definitely a high momentum. It feels like a go-kart track, where once you get hooked up, you're on the gas a lot. You can sort of hear that scraping as I go into the turn, but then from here off, I just get that massive drive. I think that's, it says a lot about my gearing. My gears might be set up just a tick better than these guys. Good bite from center there. We can get by the 7. Wow, this race is cruising by. I know we had a yellow, but feels like we're out of laps. And it is just a simulated 40 miles, just like last week at Daytona. We can pivot the bottom here, I think. Get under the 7. Possibly get under the 6 and the 21. We'll get under the 21, make sure you don't slide up into them from that splitter. Yeah, we got good bite. That car feels really good. I know Blaney was holding strong up there, but
On the bottom, pretty wide.
that won't last long.
Still up there. Still up there.
Perhaps we can get through this pack in these next 10 laps. That's going to be my goal. I don't think we'll have enough to run down that group in front. That's a little sketchy. It sucks to hear on the bottom 3 wide and you know your splitter's going to drag.
Still up there. Still up there.
And the 95 and the Menard. That's my goal. All right, he lost a little bit off the turn.
Outside. Still there. Still high.
Around the 95, good for us. I say I'm running 85 to 90% strength if I had to put a percentage on it. A lot of time off the throttle and not a whole lot on the brake. I'm sure I could charge turn 1 a whole lot harder than I am. Look at that 95. One thing about it, we're definitely running with a group of cars,
Clear.
which makes it exciting. You can't rest for an instant. Put a lot of wheel into it, Newman style. Let's get under the 27. Yeah, the backstretch is really where I make my time. Probably corner entry on 1 would need the most work. If this was a longer race, I would adjust to get a better entry in 1. 5 to go, no way. Car was really loose there. See, if I was more bold, I could do that more often and with more speed. Just sort of pitch the car in there, let that splitter catch, and then off you go. Yeah, when you have a lot of room to move around, you're definitely fast. But if you're stuck to one line, you sort of pay the price for it.
Still there.
We'll see if we can get around Menard and Mears up here, and then set our sights for Daneker. Excuse me, Casey. Casey's gonna get a run on Danica. She's running that middle groove. We got a good bite there, really good bite. And off we go. All right, Danica. Yeah, splitter was scraping. I had to back off. I knew I was gonna dump right into her if I didn't slow up. We can get her on that front stretch though, I think. Especially if she takes that bottom line. It looks like she's content running, well, she's a half lane up. In the words of Jeff Gordon, I see all 3 lanes of her. 2 to go. We must beat Danica. Yeah, good bite off that turn. We'll get her here. I don't know if we can catch Joey. But we're going to give her a shot. White flag is going to be in the air here. And there's no freezing caution rule, so if one of the leaders would happen to get into a wreck now, I wouldn't be upset. Yeah, this is a fun racetrack for sure. Once you get into a rhythm, you settle in, you can do some damage. Just starting in last at 94% strength, it's set up for the long haul. It's set up for the 400-mile race, I think, which might be fun to do. I'm definitely not off the pace as much. The checkered flag is there. We come in 23rd. We made up almost half the field in 27 laps. Which isn't bad considering how we ran, what, 4 laps under yellow? But a fun race at Kentucky. I definitely look forward to coming back next year when I do my, I'm thinking of doing my season. Oh! Well, we made pit road speed. Nice to know in event of pit stops. But yeah, next year I want to do a full season, keep track of points and whatnot. Let's see what happened in front of us on that first lap to bring out that yellow. We were still green here. And I think it'll be Eric Almirola in the 23 here. Oh, there it was. Let's take a look at that at another angle. So the 38 up there, let's get another, these cameras suck. Yeah, the 38 up there, Landon Castle, comes in like a wrecking ball. So the 30 drifts up. I don't know what Josh Wise's problem was. Doesn't seem like he was too good, but up the track he comes. And then he comes across in a hard hit for that 27. And then looking at us, when we came through, the seas just parted for us, which was really, really good. Let's take a look at that roof cam. On the bottom of the 32, seas part, and we are through. Ooh, fun race indeed. But I think that is going to do it for me in Kentucky Speedway, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. Like, share, and subscribe if you are so bold, and I will see you next week in the next NASCAR Racing 2003 season video. Take care.